Hello. So this will be Spicy Work Part 7, where it's a series I started a little bit ago. I haven't made one of these in a little over a month, where I try to talk a little bit about the adult industry, answer questions people have from previous videos in the comments, and in an effort to destigmatize it a little bit and kind of shine a light on the fact that there are wonderful and amazing people that work in the adult industry, myself included. I'd like to think I'm a wonderful person, at least. With that, let's get into it. Some of the questions I have today, the questions I have are all just picked. There's not a theme to them. I just kind of went and picked 5 random questions from a list that I've been building based off of the comments in previous videos. So the first one is, do content creators have regular STD tests to stay safe? And yes, absolutely. The industry standard is you have to have a clean test within 2 weeks in order to shoot, in order to film with anybody. Now, often enough, and that's just the industry standard. Some people take it a little bit more stringent than that. Some people, especially really high-profile content creators that do the fans of only, they'll say, hey, clean test within a week, within 3 or 4 days, kind of a thing. But it is people in the adult industry keep themselves safe. They're tested frequently, way more often than anybody else. In actuality, the ratio of adult performers that have STD is smaller than the ratio of just regular people, because the regular people don't get tested nearly as often as they should. So yes, absolutely, they do regular STD tests. How do you separate spicy from personal? That's a person-to-person thing, Obviously, that kind of activity for a lot of people has the emotional connection to it. Not that it can't still have that emotional connection for people that work in the adult industry, but obviously we're able to compartmentalize that easy enough. For a lot of people, if they play a game, and that's what it is, right? If they play a game, for instance, with their friends, or they play a game with their significant other, they have a different level of enjoyment when they do that, and they just kind of take that mentality, not to call it a game, but it is fun when you play. It's all, and that's a person-to-person thing. Some people can't draw that line. Some people cannot draw that line, and so this is probably not the line of work for them. But it's simple enough. How often are you performing? A lot of people, and that will vary greatly from person to person in the adult industry. A lot of people in the industry, especially when they're just starting out, if they're trying to hit the ground running, if they're doing like mainstream adult content, they'll perform 5 or 6 times a week, which is wild. But if somebody's doing that, you probably live in one of the 3 major meccas for the adult industry, which would be Los Angeles, Las Vegas, or Miami. Not that there aren't other places that have, obviously you can film that content anywhere, but that's just the primary hubs in the United States that it is where the business is generally located. Myself, I shoot with another creator maybe once every 2 to 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks, kind of a thing. It's not like it's not something I do constantly, but obviously I like doing it. I make a living off of, part of what the content I create online is that, not all of it. It's a very small part of what I make, but I enjoy doing it. When is a person too old for spicy work? There's not a specific age. There's not. It's because I mentioned in a previous video I did this. The act of procreating is something that humans can do all the way until we're dead. So it's whether or not you can do it in a performance capacity, because obviously physical fitness plays a role in it. General health will play a role in it. So it's not an age thing. It's a physicality and willingness to and ability to perform, kind of a thing. So it'll vary from person to person. I will probably keep doing this all the way till I'm 60. I love doing what I'm doing. I've always kept myself in good health, and as long as I'm able to keep doing this, as long as I'm in good health and able to keep doing it, I'm going to keep doing it for as long as I possibly can. There's many performers that are in their 60s that are still performing. Obviously, it's a majority of it is going to be a young person's game, but age isn't by itself a limiting factor. It's more or less whether or not you're able to keep going. And then, so the last question I have is, do you have any advice for those that are curious about starting in the adult industry? The biggest thing I would say is do your research. Be sure it's what you want to do, because it's a great career for people that want to pursue it, and for people that are willing to take the slings and arrows that come with it. Because as I mentioned on the onset of the video, you know, one of the reasons I'm making these videos is to try and destigmatize it, you know, and it wouldn't need destigmatizing if it wasn't stigmatized. So obviously, you know, nowadays people are more accepting than they were 10 years ago, and even more so than 20 years ago. But there is still that stigma that comes with it. Some people that join, they lose family and friends from their life because they can't accept somebody else doing something that is perfectly fine and safe and legal in their own way. But so do your research, make sure you're able to handle whatever stress or endeavors may come your way. And then the biggest thing, because I don't like to give a lot of advice as far as specifically how to go about it, because that can range so much different from person to person, which is why I say do your research. But the biggest thing I do like to tell people is, for my sake, I only do on camera what I personally enjoy doing in my own time. That way this never feels like work to me. I always enjoy it, and the content I create is always 100% authentic, because I don't have to fake enjoying it. I enjoy it. But that being said, those are the questions I had for today that I picked out. If you have any more questions about any of this, about the adult industry, please feel free to leave those questions in the comments, and I will go through them and pick out some more and add them to the pool of questions that I have. I hope this was informative, and have a wonderful day. Bye.